Hi everybody! Today's video is going to talk about place value of whole numbers. And a big idea for place value is to remember that place and value are actually two different things. Sometimes fifth graders get that confused because when we're talking about place value, the two words are right next to each other. But really, it's important to remember that place and value have different meanings. Place is the location of a digit. This is the position on the place value chart that your digit would fall in. Value instead is what the digit is worth or how much it represents. So let's take a look at some examples that show the difference between these two ideas. You might be asked a question like, in what place is the underlined digit? Well, since I'm looking for the place of the digit, I know I'm looking for the location or the position. That means that my answer to this question is going to be a word. Anytime you're talking about place, your answer will be a word. So in the example 4,672, the digit 6 is underlined. I can tell that the digit 6 is in the largest place of the ones period. That's the hundreds place. So I would write out that my answer to this question is that the 6 is in the hundreds place. This works the same even with larger numbers. For example, in the number 83,947,210, I can see that the digit 4 is underlined. This time, the 4 is in the 10,000s place because I can tell that it's in the middle position of the thousands period, which is the 10,000s place. Now, you might also be asked, what is the value of an underlined digit? Since the value is talking about what the digit is worth or how much it represents, your answer to these types of questions will be a number. So let's look at the same two numbers and how their answers are different. In 4,672, I knew that the 6 was in the hundreds place, which means that the value is 6 groups of 100, or 600. In 83,947,210, I knew that the 4 was in the 10,000s place, so the value of that 4 is 4 groups of 10,000, or 40,000. Remembering this can help us as we start to read and write larger numbers. So there's 4 main ways to write numbers. The first is standard form, and this is just basically number form. The second way to write numbers is word form, and this takes the number and writes it, as it's spoken. The next form is expanded form, and this lists each digit by its value or its place value position. Finally, we have base 10 form, and that models the number using blocks. So let's look at all 4 of these forms using the number 2,862. Standard form, since it's just number form, would be repeated with those digits, so 2,862. Word form would take that number and write out 2,862 in words. So I would list out and actually spell out the way that I would read the number. Expanded form can be written 2 ways. So if we're taking each of these digits, 2, the 8, the 6, and the 2, and writing them out by their values, one way we could write that would be by saying 2,800 plus 60 plus 2, because I start by looking at the first 2 in the thousands place, plus the 8 in the hundreds place, plus the 6 in the tens place, and finally plus the last 2 in the ones place. This year, you might also see this written one other way. We could take it and expand it a little further by saying what we're really doing here is we're taking this 2 and we're saying that it's in the thousands place. So we have the digit 2 times the value of that position, which is 1,000 because it's in the thousands place, plus the digit 8 times the value of its position, which is 100 because it's the hundreds place, plus the digit 6 times the value of its position, which is 10 because it's in the tens place, plus the digit 2 times the value of its position, which is 1 in the ones place. Now you'll notice both of these end up with the same. I don't mind which way you write them as long as you know they both mean the same thing. Finally, base 10 form takes the number and models it using base 10 blocks. Since the 2 is in the thousands place, we would need 2 thousands cubes to show that part. The 8 in the hundreds place means we need 8 hundreds flats to represent 800. The 6 in the tens place means we need 6 tens rods. And finally, the 2 in the ones place means we need 2 unit cubes in order to finish off our number. So those are the 4 main ways to write numbers. It's important to remember when we're looking for place and value that those two things have different meanings and to read carefully for what exact one we're looking for. Thanks for tuning in.